Yo guys, what's up? This is the I Am Human submission to the Near Hackathon. So imagine we had UBI. Wouldn't that be awesome? But we don't. And why is that? It's because of the unique human conundrum. It's really hard to prove that someone's human, and it's even harder to prove that they're unique human with no duplicate entities on the blockchain. So that's what we tried to solve. How do we do that? We reinvented the soulbound NFT. We created one that's recoverable. And then we created a class that queries the existence of soulbound NFTs. And if you have the right amount and the right quantities, then you could be said to be human. So let me try with a demo. So imagine that we had an app that says I am human.
Just right there.
Just like a wallet with a collection of NFTs. Only these NFTs are categorized into proof of human stamps, POAPs or proof of human collectibles, and then anything else, any other NFTs. Right? So let's say that we wanted to collect proof of human stamps. Good Dollar could be one. They've solved the unique human conundrum using face scans. There are other ones. So Bright ID solves it using social graph, and Proof of Humanity solves it using a video simulation that can be challenged in court. Let's try the Bright ID. If you do that, it generates a QR code and says, scan this code. But we are already on a phone, so we want to use a link instead, so we're going to request it now. This is what the link would look like if you wanted to copy it in your browser. We're just going to request it now, which takes us to the Bright ID app, the home screen, and asks us, do we want to link this app? Let's say that we do that. All right. So, success, right? Okay. Now we have a link. One app is approved, and it's the I Am Human app. Awesome. Let's click it, go back to the I Am Human app, and see what happens. Take a look here. The Bright ID stamp appeared, and then take a look here. You're gonna level up from 1 to 2. Now you have another stamp. And, one thing you could do is you could say that if you have 2 out of 3 possible proof of human stamps, then you're most likely human. But it's hard to get those stamps. The other thing you could do is do collectibles. So we've reimagined a fist bump DAO. And it's essentially whenever you meet another friend, another real human being in real life, you mint a fist bump DAO from that. Let's see if we want to do that. You take a picture of your fist bump. The app asks you, do you want to mint it into your fist bump DAO collection? Sure. Warning, you only do it with people that you have met in person. Okay, they're all here. So we wait for a little bit to get the okay, and then now we have our new collection. We went from 4 to 5. Done. Now what happens? Okay, we went from 4 to 5. That's pretty much it. That's what we can do with our wallet. Now, how do we build that? So what? So we had a wallet, and then we had a criteria class. I didn't show you that in the app. I showed you this in the app. We can imagine a criteria class. This is what we built. These two are what we built. And then you can have a query. Is Alice verified as a unique human? We'll send the wallet to the criteria class. The criteria class validates against Alice's wallet, and then says a no, because the class says you require Bright ID or Good Dollar and 10 fist bumps. She didn't have that. She only had 1 Good Dollar and 4 fist bumps. But now, in the future, she would have 1 Bright ID, 1 Good Dollar, and 5 fist bumps after the scenario. So So let's try it again. Is Alice a verified human? Send the wallet. Same question. Now the answer is going to be different. Now she's a verified human. Now that was of course a user view. As devs, we know that stamp issuers hold the wallet IDs, not the other way around. And for one stamp issuer, you might use proof of good dollar, bright ID, proof of humanity, or social graph, which is an experimental version of, or alternative to those on the Near blockchain. So we didn't have those in the hackathons, but we did have these ones, and we did build these ones. And then the queries, well, we actually built that one as well, but that's for users to build, like DAOs, to use the queries for gating, or anything else that you want to gate. You want to check that there's no human being behind. And here's a little Venn diagram to show that the difference between SBTs and the SBT classes. So the Soulbound tokens, the SBTs, are the logo types, and you could imagine that we have a cheddar farming class that requires that you're having bright ID and you have a cheddar token. A global UBI class that sort of tries to incorporate as many as possible of the experimental standards on other chains. Or you could have a near native UBI class which only uses the social graph and the fist bump DAO and maybe a NearCon POAP. Or you could have a degen, sorry, not wrong words here, but a degen kind of class where they need proof of human because they like the original project, and you need some apes and some crypto kitties and some POAPs, and then you're a degen. All right, some other features that we put into our SBT. One is recoverability. You can't just have a non-transferable token and call it a Soulbound, because what if you lost your keys? What if your wallet is compromised? Now that we have these stamps that you can only issue once, and once only, then if your wallet is compromised, you have to be able to recover it. So we built recoverability in it. We also built in updatability into our Soulbound tokens. So what did we do? Matrix format, we created the recoverable Soulbound NFTs. We did that as a standard and as a contract example reference implementation. We created a criteria class. We drafted that, and we also created a reference implementation for that. We did a draft, an app draft for the I Am Human app. We didn't do any of the actual, bringing in external stamps onto Near, but that's not too difficult to do. So that's what we built. The green check marks are part of our submission. The draft exists. We'll try and put that in as well. And the UX you already saw. How do we do it? We argued a lot, and we talked a lot, but in the end, we just coded a little bit, and then that was it. Why would this survive? It's a social good. We're not going to charge anything for it, but we're going to publish it as a Near enhancement proposal. So we don't need to monetize it at all, unless we get the first place and get that money. That'll be our compensation. So do that for us, please. What do we need to keep working? No, we don't need too much. How long is it going to take? As long as the NEP review process requires. That'll be pretty much it. And do we need anyone else? Not really. This is important. Why do we do it? There's tons of use cases. DAO membership gating. One person, one vote is not possible unless you have some sort of humanhood, proof of unique humanhood on the chain. That will enable both on-chain voting and off-chain voting. It enables fair airdrops. It enables fair ICOs, fair crowd sales, anything but you want to drop money to people, specifically UBI. If you want to drop UBI to people, you need to make sure that people can only claim once. Same thing with building online credibility. Enhance a lot of take out the bots from Twitter, suppress hate speech, spam on social media. Anyone that wants to mint a rare NFTs once and only once per person. Tons of use cases. This is important. Who are we? Robert, our amazing Robert backend, Noah, myself, and that is it. I'm talking in 10 minutes. Sorry about that.